Hey guys, TacticalOyster here to bring you guys 3-bar exploits number 38 with Blackman and Bondfire and our guest RagexOfxHeaven. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. Great. Feeling good.
Great, okay. Before we start, shout out to our sponsors. First of all, Strictly Business Gaming, who's doing fantastic at COD Champs right now. As of recording, I believe they just beat FaZe and secured a top 4 finish. So they are doing great. Go check them out, link in the description. And awesome. Check out cinchgaming.com, which will be linked in the description as well, and use code 3bar on their site for a 5% discount.
Yeah, have you seen their controllers? They look good.
They do look good. I actually would buy one if I still played Call of Duty, but I don't. So
I kind of need one for Titanfall. Kicking is a very long and drawn-out dynamic.
You gotta do it like a minute before you actually want to kick someone.
Exactly. Yeah, I whip kicks a lot, even on the grunts and stuff. It's bad.
That's funny.
And a lot of times, see, like you kick someone and then they just shoot you. Like you kick someone in the face, but then you end up dying somehow.
I think it's
the kick takes so long to process.
Yeah. Exactly. Or you're kicking them and they like move to the left or right and then like poke you in the side and you just fall and you're dead.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Work on your kicking mechanics.
I was gonna say, since Rage is here, Rage, why don't you tell us a little about what you do over here on your channel?
So originally I started out as a Halo channel, but now I've moved on to bigger and better things. So I do Battlefield 4, I do Titanfall, a bunch of just random stuff. I now have all 3 next-gen consoles, so I'm going to be doing playthroughs and that of all consoles.
All 3 next-gen consoles? There's only 2 next-gen consoles here.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'll agree. I'll agree with that point.
What are you counting as the third? The Wii U?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice to Nintendo, okay? I'm trying to.
Why? Are they letting you put their content online?
No, I know, right?
God, that's I'm actually enjoying that playthrough.
Well, I'm going to continue it. So what it is that they're going to let me continue, but they get to take any kind of ad money that I make, which is fine. Like, I don't care. That's not why I'm doing my channel.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm going to continue doing the playthroughs. I just have to unmonetize it. So it's whatever.
Yeah. They're entertaining, and that game looks fun.
Yep.
Which game?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong?
The new Donkey Kong. It's like Tropical Freeze or something like that. It looks good.
Oh, I got one of those at Taco Bell. Look, the jokes, there's a lot of them. They're not all funny. Laugh at the ones you want. I don't care.
Yeah, not feeling that one. I hope you have a better delivered one later in the show.
That one's gonna go. We really need to make a best of 3-bar montage of just things that are stupid and not funny at all, and that should go in there as well as my failure to start the show today, as well as some
we have
other
multiple failures.
Oh, it's been. This is what, the third starting.
Yes, it is, but this is the farthest we've made it, so this is good.
We actually got to introduce Rage.
Yeah.
I actually got to speak. I didn't even speak the first 2 times.
You know what? That's something that makes but the beginning is something that makes our podcast better than every other podcast on the internet, because none of them have an intro. At least none of them I watch, and if I don't watch them, they don't even count.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, you know what? I don't want to. I hate dogging on any individual show, but I'm pretty sure I can't insult PKA. It's a great show. I enjoy it.
Yeah, you can, because it'll piss them off and make one of them come on here.
You're just gonna piss someone off.
I'm not trying to piss them off, but seriously, every single week, and they're like 173 episodes in, and it's always like, all right, I'm recording. Perfectly.
Exactly.
On time, every time. You can't come up with like a, ta-da, we started the show. They had a rap that they were using for a couple episodes.
For a while, they would spit like a rap verse at the beginning of each show, and that was interesting, but still not great.
Yeah. I think, actually, I got a really good idea for the 1 year.
Oh, cool. Which is May 21st. Big things coming up about that in the future, hopefully.
We have lots of ideas. Who knows if any of them will come to fruition, but we try.
Okay, random question. What video game character would you like to hang out with?
Ooh, I like that one.
Man.
Oh, hands down. Master Chief.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Well,
I need
why?
somebody
Hands
to say that.
down. That's mine.
Why?
Mainly because nobody would ever try to mess with me, because pretty much.
You only get 3 days. You hang out with them for 3 days. I mean, it's not like you get to keep them in your basement.
Aw.
Oh, that's like kidnapping or prisoner.
Yeah, that's
3
bad.
days. Well, oh, okay, then that changes things. Okay, continue. I'll rethink.
Oh, everything. Yeah, bring my. Oh, look at your Bonfire's cheating.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
think I
I'm
know.
thinking. I'm thinking Mario. I think I'd like to
Ooh,
hang out
okay.
with Mario because he's been on so many adventures. See, like it's cheating to say to pull up the full pedigree, but there's
What adventures? Like running along a floor and jumping, busting.
Dude,
his
he
head
went
in-
to 8 worlds.
Kind of dumb.
He went to 8 worlds when he was born. And that was in
Yeah,
1985.
okay, that's fair.
He went to 8 different worlds. He's well
been to
traveled.
many other worlds since then.
Ain't
He
he?
goes golfing. He drives go-karts.
I've been golfing and driven
He plays
go-karts.
tennis. He plays
I
soccer.
played tennis. I played soccer. I've done all of these things. except
Yeah,
for
but
been
you've
in
never
different
done it
worlds.
with Mario.
When you kick a soccer ball, does it have
Sure.
fire on it after you kick it?
Yeah.
I mean,
The
I don't
dude
think
makes
so.
fire out
Slide
of his
it on
nose.
fire.
He flicks fire boogers. And tell me it doesn't look like it. Pull up the animation from
No,
the
I know
very
exactly
first
what you're talking
8-bit
about.
Nintendo animated
When I was younger, I used to call it spit power because it looked like it was spitting or boogers.
Yep.
So
It
I
was
can
flicking
see.
boogers.
I think Mario Golf.
That was
crap, what's
fun.
The one of the Mario Golfs that was on the Game Boy was like my favorite Mario game.
There was a
for some
Mario
reason.
Golf on the Game Boy?
There was. It was fantastic. I played
Wow.
it so much. It was so good. That and Mario Party I liked.
I really enjoyed the GameCube version of Mario Golf. Me and
Yeah,
my
I think
good
that's the
friends
one
would
I
play
play.
that.
I think the Mario Kart games are massively overrated. Like they're fun, but why is that the one game that everybody seems to like? Even people who aren't gaming fans have played Mario Kart, and that's like, oh, Mario Kart is such a great game. I love Mario, and that's like the one that's presently still alive, kind of the most, if that makes sense.
Because you can play it while you're drunk.
Spoken like a true college student.
Well, there we go. End of discussion, I guess.
Oh, that settled that.
Well, I was gonna say, I think one of the reasons Mario Kart is so successful, I mean, it's simplicity. Even throughout
Yeah.
the years, it still remains so simple that anyone can pick it up and play this game and have a blast. I mean,
But I think
stay
that,
true to that formula.
to that point, I think that's why the original is the one that everybody loves the most, because they started adding all this other stuff to it that people were like, this is dumb. And so you went away from the simplicity of the game, and now people are not as big of fans of the newer ones.
However,
Which happens to a lot of games.
that's a Nintendo thing. Then it seems to be what they're all about is simplicity.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's why people love Nintendo games still. They just don't like the console itself.
If simplicity means, bad quality nowadays, then yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't
I
have to be
understand the
hand in hand.
simplicity, but
It doesn't have to be hand in hand, but
I agree.
it is kind of. That seems to be the way Nintendo's doing it. I mean, Candy Crush is simple, but it's not low quality. The graphics on it. I don't play it. I've seen my wife play it. Like they're
You
sharp
don't let her
and
spend
crisp
money
and
on that
stuff.
crap.
They've also tried to copyright the word candy, so I mean,
Oh my
actually
god.
they successfully did.
I thought they revoked it though.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah. There's
I don't
an
know,
issue with
but
that.
But
I know
it was
that. I know they
successful in
were
some-
looking into it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I can't.
It was approved at one point or another. Maybe it's been
Yeah, it was.
revoked since then, but it was officially trademarked, the word candy, in video games.
Yeah.
Wow.
If
So-
Nintendo wants simple games, why do they have a non-simple console that is like just not good?
A
Like, why not just
non-simple
make games?
console.
And
Yeah, the Wii. It's not like all the motion stuff. I mean, I'm not saying the console's hard to use or anything, but like, if
Like,
you want a
no, wait a
simple
minute.
game that you can sit down.
I want to refute your argument based on the merit of the argument, in that all you have to do is move as if the character was doing that. Therefore, you don't even
Yes.
have to learn how to use a button. If you're
Correct.
playing golf, you just swing your arm and it's done. And other than that, I don't know about the Wii U, but you can answer this. How many buttons are on the controller? You've got
well, I have the
D-pad
Wii
and the A and the B
gamepad
button.
right here.
Okay.
And so you got 1, 2, 3, 4. The Wii U gamepad has a lot of controls, but this, like, to be honest, is very like simple to use. Like you don't even have to use half the buttons on here. You just literally move and do stuff like with your body. Like that's what's, I think, like you're right. It's very simple in the fact that I feel like you don't have to actually do all these button combinations. So if you're not a big gamer, it's not that like confusing to use for you. Like, I don't know. That's why I think it was so popular. The Wii, when it first got released, that's why it did so well, is because there were a bunch of people that were not like big gamers that could actually participate in video games, playing video games. I don't know.
And I think one of the things about Nintendo, I mean, they're the best at platformers.
Correct.
I mean, they're so good at those.
You want
But how hard is it to be good at platformers, though?
I think it's harder than you think. I mean, to have
platformers are hard.
But they're so simple.
How many times? I mean, I didn't beat the original Mario, but maybe 3 or 4 times. I didn't beat Mario 3, but about 20 times.
I love Mario 3.
I didn't beat Mega Man. I think I played 4, 6, and 10 the most, and I didn't beat them very many times. They got really hard towards the end.
I'm not saying the games are not hard. I'm saying that I feel like a platformer would not be hard to make. Like,
I think if you ask any indie developer, or like say the creators of like Super Meat Boy, that platformer game, they'll probably have enough.
Is it awful?
Huh?
Is it a bad game?
Super Meat Boy? No.
Oh, well, I haven't heard of it, so.
Oh, it was like one of the huge indie hits, like one of the first indie hits on the Xbox 360.
So my roommate in college actually took a course on video game development. So they developed a platform from scratch on the Xbox. It's really difficult, the amount of stuff that goes into that. It's not just simply the development of it is still just as complex as some of these other games that you see.
Really?
It's not like a simple thing that you just slap on and you can make one in like a couple weeks.
See, because I'm with Oyster here. This just seems like it'd be easy. Like you only
I'm not saying it's technically easy from like a programming standpoint, but more of the concepts of going of thinking out. Okay, what am I going to put in this game to make it fun for people?
Fair
It
enough.
doesn't seem like it would be very difficult compared to other genres.
Now I'm not saying it's the most difficult task, but I still think it's difficult for the fact that, I mean, you have to have, like, say you're just jumping over a gap. That gap has to be perfect, and you have to test that multiple times to make sure that it's difficult, to where if it's not done right, you're not going to do it, but it has to be achievable. And there's little technical things like that on each level that have to be perfected to where it's easy to do. I think what makes it so beautiful is that the most difficult platformers are the ones that you're talking about that look easy.
That's a good point.
So I think that's the perfection of it.
See, now the way I'm thinking of it is more like a math question. Is if you're going to have that gap, to use your example, if you're going to have a gap, how big does the gap have to be? Well, if you're not running, you have the ability to jump 10 pixels. Well, let's make the gap 6 pixels wide because we're on an early level. But in a later level, we're going to make it 11 pixels where you have to run to clear that gap. It's a really weird question. It's a really weird way to look at it. But I'm picking Mario. I'm hanging out with Mario for 3 days because we can do all kinds of stuff. That's my answer.
True. You know, if any of you guys have Netflix, I just randomly came across this one day. It's called Indie Game the Movie. It's a documentary about.
I've heard of it.
Was it you that told me that, Bondfire?
I think it was. I've mentioned this before on previous videos and stuff, but it's excellent because it covers 3 huge independent developers. They're now big from their games, but it covers what they go through and like just what it takes and like what their lives are like when they're developing this independent game, and it's crazy. And actually, the guys from Super Meat Boy are on there. The guy that made Braid is on there. And the guys that made Fez is really popular now. So it's really good. It's worth your time. I think it's pretty cool. You kind of get to see the inside story and what these people actually do, and I have a new respect for them. So check it out.
Who are you hanging out with?
I'm hanging out with Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series.
Ooh.
Reason being is because I only have 3 days, but 1, he gets to hang out with some nice ladies, and 2, we're gonna go on a freaking awesome adventure, and we're gonna go find some treasure. It's probably gonna be the experience of a lifetime. So that's who I'm hanging out with.
Trying to think of who I would hang out with, but
You
I
would
don't
hang
really
out
get
with
attached
Jaquan.
to characters in games.
I think
So I don't.
Play The Last of Us.
I think you'd hang out with Jaquan. Isn't that your
Jaquarius.
What was
Oh,
his name?
Jaquarius.
Jaquarius.
Yes, that's who I'll pick. I would hang out with Jaquarius.
Jaquarius.
I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even think about that. I'm definitely hanging with Jaquarius. We can go visit the strip club. We can pick up the convenience store.
That's number one on the list, huh?
We can go
Wow.
rob a police
That kid,
station
right?
and drive some armored cars. We can go steal an airplane from the airport and like fly
Or
it
you
on
can,
the
you can have a
bridge.
race with Bondfire to the airplane, but I'm gonna beat you, and I'm gonna open the door, and I'm just gonna smack you in the face.
Whatever.
Yeah,
He's
that-
gonna cut
I
your
mean-
parachute off with your helicopter with his helicopter.
He did come.
Reserve shoot! Reserve shoot!
Oh,
Yes, I'm definitely hanging out with Jaquarius.
that's funny.
Don't
good.
go to a military base with a gun in your vehicle.
Oh yeah.
They will not let you in.
No.
Whack. Okay,
Whack
I,
knows that firsthand.
So I didn't even think about it. We were going to go to Eustis or whatever it's called. It's a base in Virginia that's supposed to have a military transport museum in it. So we're like, cool. We get to see all the way from like cattle and pulling wagons up to what they transport troops with. Now that was going to be a lot of fun. All right, cool. We're pulling in, and it's like a toll booth. It's set up like a toll booth where they check military ID. If you don't have military ID, you go like to the right, and you get
Correct.
put in this half airplane hangar kind of thing. And I pull up towards it, and I'm going, I recognize those mirrors. It's like It's like a golf club. Picture this: a golf club with a mirror on it, in the part that you would hit the ball, and then a wheel underneath it, like a caster for furniture or whatever. And they roll it under your vehicle to see if there's anything attached underneath your vehicle. It's a search station, and when I
Yeah.
figure out it's a search station, I figure out what they're gonna do. They're gonna search my vehicle. I've got a gun. This is not good. I should probably let them know. So I pull up and put my hands on the steering wheel, 10 and 2. Actually, it was more like 11 and 1, so he could see my hands. And I said, before you even start, I have a gun in my truck, and pointed in the general direction of the gun. I have a gun in my truck. Should I leave? He's like, oh, and I'm, puckered up. I'm all uptight about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, man, you can't come in here, but there's a pawn shop down the road if you want to pawn it for the day. And are you from out of town? I'm like, yeah, but my hotel room doesn't have a safe in it, and I'm not just going to leave it on the bed, So he's like, well, I mean, you can go pawn it for the day. I'm like, man, whatever you got in there, I'm not worried about enough to go in there. If you'll just let me leave, show me how to get out of here. And so before we even leave, I'm at the stop sign trying to leave like the pull out for the base, and I'm typing it in, and I think Maze Man was going 4-star status, instant 4-star status. And I'm like, not me, man. I ain't about it. I don't want to.
I remember that tweet. That's funny. That's a good story.
since GTA references have been made officially, I don't know if Wack, you saw my comment on your last Silly Steven video. Did you?
I did.
I know you don't want to get GTA for a myriad of reasons, but Silly Steven in GTA
Oh
would be
God.
possibly the funniest thing I've seen on YouTube.
If you think that's funny, wait till Wednesday.
Is
Tell
it
me-
GTA
tell me
Silly
what you
Steven or
think.
no?
It's not GTA.
Well, I want it to be GTA. I want Silly Steven.
I want
to see
GTA.
I want Silly Steven to be in Goat Theft Auto. Please. Are we
Go Theft Auto. Wait a second.
going to talk about Goat Simulator at all or no?
Well, I
Anybody
think you
still
just made
play
the
Grand Theft Auto
transition.
5?
Well, I was gonna answer your comment. I do like to play it on occasion. I don't play it very often, but
It's still $50.
What, GTA?
I mean,
Yeah.
you got to watch for the sales, man. Sometimes they drop the price every now and then.
Yeah, Steam has
It's
a lot
worth
of
that.
great styles.
Not if nobody's
it's
gonna
certainly worth
play.
it, but
I mean, I don't want to play it alone. Like,
well, if you play the story, it's
one of the things I look forward to the most on YouTube, really and truly, the videos that I know are coming out and I can look forward to the most on YouTube are the Grand Theft Auto shenanigans. And I don't want to get in your business, but I think that's one of the things that has made you explode here recently, Bonfire, is that those are gold, man. Those episodes are gold.
We need to film more of those because those are the videos that get the most views on my channel. And I know Bonfire's channel had a lot of growth when the game first came out, and that was the majority of his uploads. And they're funny.
They are hilarious.
They're hilarious.
No, it's not funny. It's hilarious. Like I watched YouTube play Rezo Gun. That was funny. No, when Oyster's hang gliding in, he's like, "Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me!" And Bonfire is pulling out guns. He's cycling through. Which one of these devices is going to be your demise? and he comes in, and it's low, and it's like, oh no, facepalm.
Yeah, we do some funny stuff on there. I definitely want to do more of that, and I can't tell you I'm going to do some solo stuff. I had some requests for some solo things to do, so it's
on GTA
it's on GTA, yeah.
See, I'm not funny
done with that game.
I'm not funny when I play GTA by myself, though.
Apparently I am, but
I have to rely on others to set me up for humor.
Bonfire is one of those few people that can do a Let's Play because he talks well to himself.
Yeah, I suck at Let's Plays.
No, I mean, that's the hard part. I mean, if you're not a YouTuber, you may not know this, and if you've never done a Let's Play or even attempted, then you may not know this. But if you can't talk to yourself or to your character and have interaction with just you in the game without that feedback from the other side, if you can't do that, your Let's Plays are going to be pretty boring. I mean, it's going to be like a movie, and it'll have the entertainment value that it is inherent to that. However, it won't be funny. Like Knack, it looks like a cool game. I could kill time with it. It's more fun to watch Bonfire play it. I really think that it would be more fun to watch Bonfire play, and I think I'm back on episode 19. I'm so far behind.
I'm really far behind, but I've dedicated part of my weekend to catching up with that.
But watching you play Knack is it's nice. I like it. So
well, thank you. I appreciate those comments.
I'm going to go ahead and give, because this is going to come out on Tuesday, so it's only the 4 of you that's going to know this way ahead of time. But Wednesday, Silly Steven comes out with an episode, and the next week, Silly Steven will also come out with an episode where it's kind of like Silly Steven Plays Thief.
Wow. That'll be good.
Oh,
nice.
Some of it is beautiful.
Good. I'm excited.
I think you need to take Silly Steven to the next level, and what I'm saying by that is get more games, like get like 5 or 6 games you can film Silly Steven in, and like write out like a storyline that transverses the games, and Silly Steven has an adventure, and make like an entire season, like a 10-episode season of Silly Steven, like small parts, but tell a story over the course of the 10 episodes of what happens to Silly Steven. I think you need to take Silly Steven to the next level.
You know what you could do, and it's a random game that I actually have been really wanting to play, Fallout 3, because it's an open world game. But there's still linear sections to it. I think you could have fun with Silly Steven, and like a game like that, to where it's more open and you can kind of almost create your own fun to, segue different episodes. But
you mean kind of like GTA?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, GTA I think would be number 1, but
Really.
I do. You've seen us play GTA. I mean, just think about all the crazy things you could do with Silly Steven. I mean,
I wish they'd put GTA on the Xbox One so that I didn't have to bounce it back over to the 360.
Yeah, that is one. I feel like I would play it much more often. That and Assassin's Creed, which I haven't beaten the last Assassin's Creed yet because it's on the 360, and that's where I own it. So I have to go, and I have to have my Elgato hooked up to play on my 360 just because of the way my cables are set up. So I have to unplug my Elgato from my One and then move it to the 360 and rearrange some wires, and it's just like.
So yeah, that's why I haven't gone back and played on my 360.
What's your game?
What's my game?
Yeah, not game. Your character.
I'm gonna stick with Chief. He still would be fun to hang out. Yeah, he'd still be a badass to hang out. You would have so many adventures in 3 days. And yeah, I'm gonna stick with Steve. Or Steve. Chief. There you go.
Sweet.
Yeah, can I choose Silly Steven to hang out with along with Jaquarius? And go on an adventure with the both of them?
That's more than one character.
It is more than one character. And still, Steven's technically not a video game character, I guess. He's just.
Well, neither is Jaquan, but
Yeah.
Yes, he's a character in a video game. He counts.
Now, because I saw that episode of Shenanigans, but it was also a little vague because it seemed like it was an inside joke at the time. But that is just your character that you invent, right?
Yes, that's the name of my character that I created.
It's not the actual character in the game. It's just...
No, that is my created character.
Okay.
The 3 real characters are named Trevor, Franklin, and Michael. Yeah. Which are very boring names.
Yeah.
Very boring names, but very awesome characters.
Bonfire's character's name is Bondfire.
Yep.
So that was a fail.
I'm original.
It's hard to name video game characters. Have you played Mass Effect 3's multiplayer?
No.
You get different characters, and there's I think there's 6 different classes that you can be, like an infiltrator, a soldier, stuff like that. And in those groups or classes, there's 10 different characters from all the different races that are in the game. And when you unlock one, they ask you to name them. It's like, seriously, you want me to come up with 60 names? How about this guy, that guy, the other guy, a chick that does that? And it's weird to come up with 60 names of characters. And then since I didn't play the story, it's even more difficult to come up with names for them. Like one of them, it's like a Batarian, Batarian, or something like that. I just call him Batty. Whatever. I can't come up with another name. I call him Batty.
Well, you could do just like you do with your random questions and just pull up a list of names.
Yeah.
Random
Just
question.
Go down.
There's a name generator. I use this to help me name Aquarius. There's a name generator online where you can put in information like nationality, age, and stuff like that, gender, and it'll translate out like a name.
So let me ask you this, because we all know who Jaquarius is. What information did you put in?
African American male, and then some other stuff. That's what I put in. Come on, you set me up for this. This is not right.
That's that's wow.
It's still funny.
Well, I wanted to know what other. I knew you put that in there, but I want to know what else.
I don't remember, to be honest, but I think. Oh, and you can set a uniqueness. So I put like on a scale of 1 to 10, 8 on the uniqueness level, I think. So, yes. That was definitely an 8.
To be completely not racist about it, the African American population has some of the more non-conservative style
non-traditional
names.
names.
Thank you. Non-traditional names. So
fact, people, it's fact. It is what it is.
What's your favorite food? I've got 5 things here to choose from, and I chose
really
food.
A question? Is this really? Are we really saying what is our favorite food?
So that first question was money, and then we go to this.
Yeah, come on.
Really? You don't like this
what our favorite color is?
It's just identification with your viewers.
This is like icebreaker, first day of class when you start school.
Then what's my favorite food? Because we're 38 episodes in, you have no idea.
Chicken frickin' nuggets with ketchup.
Okay, that
without ketchup.
That didn't count.
No, with ketchup.
All right, fine. It's a bad. You want me to get rid of all 5 of them, or do you want to choose one of the 5 and we'll scrap the rest of the
Why don't
questions?
you just keep naming them and we'll pick one that doesn't suck.
Favorite color, favorite food, favorite vehicle, actor, or movie?
Favorite vehicle, actor, or movie? Oh my goodness.
Well, this is just one. I got all kinds of stuff written down. This is just one of the 5.
Why don't you just keep naming questions?
Naming questions.
No,
I will not. I refuse. You will answer the next.
He's kind of. All right. You know what? I really don't like any of those.
Okay.
But just because I can think of an answer for the first one, we'll go with that one.
What, the food?
Yes.
Okay, I like burgers.
What type of name your ultimate burger?
I could spice up the question. You're on death row. What's your meal? Does that
Five
make
Guys.
it better? Does that help?
I like Five Guys cheeseburgers, and no, it doesn't.
Ooh, Five Guys.
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
They're really good.
See, what a discussion this has turned out to be.
I'm gonna go with pizza. Man, and
like
specifically, a little extra sauce and pepperoni and pineapple.
Pineapple. Ooh.
Love it. Oh my goodness. Like, so good. So good. There you go, people. My favorite food, besides ice cream.
Besides that, well, why didn't you say ice cream then?
That's a dessert. I mean, he's probably going to ask us at some point, what's your favorite dessert?
So you're anticipating that question.
If this question was terrible, in the comments below, put your favorite food, and I will never ask a favorite question again.
Actually, put a comment in the thing below and say this question is awful. That's
and give us a better question.
Fine.
Whack, I must say, your random question game is usually strong. Okay, I'm
Okay,
not
that was
gonna lie.
one bad question. The first one was money. This is like a 40 out of 100.
This is like a C minus at best. Like,
Rage,
that
what's
first
your
question
favorite
was
food?
like an A.
I'm gonna go New York style pizza with
Okay.
bacon, sausage, and pineapple.
What's with the pineapple pizza today
I don't get it.
from everybody?
Good, man. So good.
There's probably like a riot outside my door since I live in Chicago. I just said New
Yeah.
York style.
Oh,
pizza.
no. Yeah.
You better keep that on the down low.
I know, right?
What's the difference between Chicago pizza and New York
Deep
pizza?
dish is the main difference.
I don't know anything about the kinds of pizzas, so somebody explain to me what.
Oh,
the
dude,
physical
this is
difference
that you're in North Carolina, so that's like saying, would you rather have St. Louis style barbecue or Memphis or South Carolina barbecue? It's that big of a war and controversy.
Oh yeah.
I get okay, that makes sense. But like, what is like? Okay, if you put down a Chicago style pizza in front of me and a New York style pizza, what are the physical differences that I will see between
About
the
that
two?
much.
Yeah,
Yeah. New York style.
Yeah.
Like it's all about the Chicago style is all a deep dish. So it's like this
Okay.
giant crust with like soupy kind of pizza. It's like a soup almost instead of a pizza.
Yeah.
You better watch what you're saying over there, man.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not from Chicago, so I don't give a shit.
Oh, that's funny.
For the record, we have the best barbecue, so yeah.
See, that's why he's worried about who's outside his door right now.
Wow.
I'm just gonna say we have the best beer up here. So
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, so
okay.
I choose
I'll take barbecue.
fried chicken, mashed potatoes, corn.
Wait, this is multiple foods. What is
Oh,
this?
it's a meal.
What is this
It's
crap?
a meal. One food,
No, that
just
was
one
not the
thing.
question.
No.
Okay.
what is your
okay.
favorite food? Not what is your favorite meal.
See, but for me, it goes together.
But no, it
No,
doesn't.
it's like
it
chicken
can't.
nuggets and ketchup, but you said no.
That's a
You
sauce.
can,
Never let
have
that
a
go.
food, you can have a food
Never let
and
it go.
toppings / condiments, but you cannot have multiple foods.
Okay.
Like, God, why did I ask this question?
Why are you gonna hurt me like that?
Do you dip your fried chicken in mashed potatoes?
I eat them with them. Like this goes in the left side of my mouth. This goes in the right.
That's somewhat what I'm going for. You should try like. Well, do you get like homemade fried chicken or like from a
Oh, yeah.
restaurant?
Oh yeah. If
Okay.
I have to pick just one food, then it's my mommy's biscuits. Period. Flat out wins. There's no
I love some
contest.
good
There's no
biscuits.
comparison.
I like biscuits.
There's nothing. Like I've had mommy make biscuits, and before she puts them in the oven, she put them on wax paper and then freeze them so that I can take them home and cook them.
Oh, yeah. I know what
So
you
that
mean.
every day I can wake up and put one biscuit in the toaster oven and have eggs and biscuits and sausage for breakfast every day, even though my mommy's not there.
You know, I'm gonna show my Mexican side here. So, you talk about frozen biscuits. Like when I go back to Texas, I cannot get Mexican food here to save my life. It's Chicago. So I always bring back like tortillas, like buy like
in bulk?
5 or 6 dozen tortillas.
Costco size.
Costco size, and just like put them in the freezer, and then just have them for like half a year.
Yeah, the guy that owns the
That's funny.
local Mexican restaurant in Crawfordville, and where I live, his family is from Mexico, and he goes back 3 or 4 times a year to Mexico, and while he's there, he stocks up on ingredients that he can
Yeah.
only get from there. I mean, he may even go get the water because it tastes terrible at his restaurant, and bring it up. But he has some of the best Mexican food ever.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe you just went there with the water joke, but I liked it.
I liked it.
I retract my statement. I like the question because it drew up some good conversation.
No, it was still a
Question
C-minus
alone?
question.
It gets style
Subpar.
point. You see this? See what I've been telling you guys. We can make gold out of anything.
Well,
Would
okay.
you rather be a Viking, a samurai, or a chivalric knight?
Ooh, that's
What was
easy.
the last option?
Chivalric knight, just a knight, like Knight of the Round Table kind of knight. Chivalric knight.
I don't want to be a Viking because I was the first one to North America and my credit got stolen from me.
I see what you did.
So I'm not sure.
What are you
my
looking
will
up
be.
those people?
Yeah, no, what is going on here?
What was the first option again?
Viking, samurai, chivalric knight, and samurai. I'm including ninja in that. I thought they were too close together, so you can split it off if you need to.
Ninja would be pretty sweet.
I think Viking for me. Because Vikings are just straight up badasses. Like
They're barbarians, man. They're,
everybody's afraid of the Vikings.
See, I've been telling my wife this because we watch Vikings every time it comes out.
Yeah.
And I've been telling her we need to watch it after it comes out when it goes on demand, so I don't have to watch all the stupid commercials. But, the lead guy leaves his wife for another chick because she basically seduces him, and he has to. And she's like, no, she sucks. She's what does she keep? She's not here right now. I can't. She's not hoochie. She keeps calling her a hoochie or something like that because she plays that character. And I'm like, no. They're not Christians. They're Vikings. They're pagans. He can have 2 wives. It's cool for him. This is well within the accepted norms of society. You can have 2 wives. Of course, she does. It doesn't work because the hotter of the chicks, played by Catherine Winnick, is not down for it.
Vikings.
Viking.
I'm gonna go with the ninja / samurai. Just because I don't like the samurai armor, but I think being a ninja and being so stealthy and nimble, being able to like take you out before you even know I was even in the same room as you would be sweet. And I could like throw ninja stars around like corners and like right in people's throats and stuff. Like it'd be
Did
cool.
any of y'all see Deadliest Warrior?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Oh,
I never really watched it. But I know
Those
what
were
you're talking about.
awesome. They did.
Yeah.
They did a really great job of breaking stuff down.
That was like the most sick thing. I want to see Viking versus Ninja. I don't know if they did an episode on that.
What did they?
That'd be
do?
interesting.
They did so well with most of their assessments.
Yep.
And
Agreed.
it was really good because they did the ballistic knife, and they were talking about how it's a really terrible, stupid, sorry, horrible weapon because it's like it doesn't have the strength to actually go in. Do you have any idea how hard it is to pierce layer after layer of human skin? What's below the skin, the membranes under that, the muscle structure and tissue? It's really hard to do that, and a spring-loaded blade, not powerful, not enough, not powerful enough. So
Wait, so it's hard? Like
yeah, it's really hard.
TV doesn't show that properly?
TV, no, movies don't do that. I see. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oyster, what are you gonna be now that you looked them up?
I wasn't looking them up actually,
I was just kidding.
but
You were all quiet over there, so.
well, I just got my bank statement for this month and realized I spent way too much money on League of Legends, and I'm a bit worried about that now. I can handle that later.
We might have to talk about that because I remember last week you were giving someone.
I've not
Yeah.
spent nearly
I
as
can
much
feel, I can feel the comments pouring into your channel now from Archaic.
Just let them go. Anyways, you shouldn't have said that, but
I shouldn't have said that just because Archaic will give me crap about it.
That's right.
yeah.
But I would go with Samurai. I really don't know why. They're all kind of the same to me mentally. Like, I don't know. I don't have a great desire to be any of these things, to be honest.
They don't have air conditioning. You're right.
I'm going to go with the Samurai because it sounds the coolest, maybe. Possibly.
So I have reasons why I chose mine, and since I made it, I get first dibs. Samurai I don't choose because he was a slave. he had a master that he had to report to, and I didn't see 47 Ronin, but I looked up what Ronin is, and it's basically a masterless samurai. You're supposed
Well, that's
to die.
what I am.
You're supposed to kill yourself.
Yep.
Well, I'm not going to. I'm going to go slaughter all the
Well,
people.
then
who
you have
enslaved
no
me.
honor.
I am honor.
You have no honor.
I do want to say that movie, but anyways.
The Vikings, even though they were really awesome, they did everything because they were starving to death.
It's true.
I don't want to be a Viking because I'm a pretty big guy, not a fan of starving to death.
They also didn't get credit for the number one most greatest accomplishment they had, really, in the course of human history. So, all you kids who think Columbus discovered America, go read a book, because he didn't. That's all.
Fact. Dropped them just like that. Fact.
Sorry.
So-
Why do we have Columbus Day?
So I'm a knight because knights were celebrated.
Because we're stupid?
Yeah, that's
All right, well,
Anyways,
it's now officially Viking Day.
tradition.
it should be Viking Day.
Okay.
So you're a knight.
I'm a knight. They were honored. They got all the hot chicks. Everybody loved them. They could pretty much do whatever they want to, and all they had to do was be good people and fight for what was right. And I'm all about it. I played the paladin on any game where I could be the tank.
You put way too much thought into that.
I cheat. I get these questions before you
I
guys.
know, but. All right, let's do one more. Then we'll move on.
Have you ever scrapped a video after coming to the end of the editorial process?
Yes.
What was it about? Or why did you scrap it?
Well, I don't know if I can think off the top of my head of the specific video, to be honest. I just know it's something I've done before.
Something you do regularly?
Not really. I've done it a few times, probably. I think primarily it's if I make a video, but then I take too long to actually edit it and get it ready, so then by the time that I'm ready to upload it, the topic has become irrelevant. That's happened to me once or twice. And sometimes I just don't think it's a good video. And I just choose not to upload it. I think it doesn't go along with my usual quality of video. So
Way back when, probably somewhere around 50 videos in, I got up one morning, I recorded a commentary. The commentary wasn't that bad, but it wasn't the strongest. And I loaded everything over to my laptop where I could do the editing. I got all the way through the editing. I rendered it out, uploaded it, and upload everything private. So I uploaded it, and I was watching it through. I went ahead and clicked my like button, just like you should do right now below for everyone here. So I went through, and I was listening to it, and I was literally mumbling because I had not woken up yet. So I was literally mumbling through the commentary, and there was one word I could not understand. Even in context, I could not understand what the word was. And I made the commentary. And that one never saw the public button.
Is it still on your channel as private, or did you delete it?
No, it's long gone.
I deleted a bunch of my old commentaries from when I first started because they were bad.
Oh.
I wish I'd privated them, but I deleted them instead. But the first 90 videos on my channel have been deleted just because now that I don't suck at commentating, I didn't want those to be representative of me anymore. So, but I wish I'd privated them so I could do a throwback series to my first commentary, but I can't because it's gone.
Nostalgia.
Unfortunately, it's not on my hard drive or anything, so that video will never be seen again.
Wow.
Sad.
I've got an external hard drive, and whenever I finish a month out, I plug it in, and I move that month out of my computer and onto the external hard drive. But the cable's bad on it. And so I was looking this week. It's been or this last week. It was the NCAA football, the thing that came up with that, which we could probably transition to. It's not a bad topic of paying players and the fact that they have now been given the right to unionize. In what school is that? I'm drawing a
Northwestern.
Northwestern. They were given the permission, basically, to unionize, and what dynamic
It
that's
still
going
has to be approved by the National Labor Relations Board, but it was passed on by the Chicago Department of it.
Right.
So now it goes to the national level.
So I looked up and found it was episode 9 where we talked about that, and there was about a 10-minute segment where we all threw our thoughts out, and I was going to just rip that 10 minutes out and re-up it for everybody because it's actually really important. And I hadn't thought of a lot of the things that the news was bringing up about, if they're going to pay players for certain things, they're also not going to pay them for others. I wish I still had access to that thing. I'm going to have to figure out how to crack into it. But yeah, don't ever delete videos. Although I just said that I did delete one. But it wasn't good. It was bad.
Yeah, I haven't done that. To the question, I haven't done that. Like, I've had topics that I've wanted to talk about, and like maybe on a list or a sheet of paper or something, and I never get to it. But like when I sit down to do a video or whatever, I mean, I do it, and I make sure it's it's relevant. It's a topic I want to talk about. I make sure it's perfect to my standards, and yeah.
Yeah, I think I've deleted a video because Vegas corrupted the audio. And it's just like, and I remember it's happened a couple times, and it's really annoying where just Vegas will just totally, like the audio will not line up, and I can never get it to line up. And it always happens in rendering, so it's like I can't do anything in the editing. So I remember deleting probably like 3 or 4, and I remember some of those I like spent a solid like couple hours on. And it was just frustrating because it's just like, well, I'm not going to put up something that's just shit just to put up something.
Yeah, I had that problem with XSplit and the stream that Punkman and I did where we played Dead Rising 3 for a couple of hours, and it was great. It was fun. We had a great time. And the local recording, apparently my computer's not strong enough, as awesome as it is, to do 1080p local recordings while it streams it. At all. It can't line up the 1080 with my everything else. So it stutters the gameplay. It goes down to about 5 frames a second.
Ooh.
And everything local was just trash.
That sucks.
Yeah, because that was a fun stream.
I know, actually, one of the, I was recording my Let's Play of Knack, and on one of the chapters, my face cam, it, froze or something. Mm-hmm. So, I basically, it sucks because on Knack, you can't actually just load up a specific chapter, I think, until you've actually beaten the game, which I still haven't done. So, I had to start and get back to that point, start over, and, re-record it, which was kind of a bummer, but... that I think that's one of the reasons why I've slowed down on that series, but I've committed myself to finishing it. And it's weird. I gotta like with video games, I have to finish them. Like, I'm really weird about that. I don't know if you guys have that problem.
It depends on the game.
Yeah, that's why I went back and played Thief, because I really want to finish it, even though I really want to jam on Titanfall. I'd like to do some more League of Legends. But I wanted to get Thief done. So
I get distracted from games a lot.
Yeah,
and end up not finishing them. Like, I still haven't finished Rise, because I'll play it for a couple days or like a day or two.
Isn't there co-op on the campaign, or is that something else?
Well, there's a separate co-op mode, but I think you can co-op the campaign too.
How is that game?
It's fun.
Because I was thinking about borrowing that from my brother if someone wants to play.
It's short, or so I've heard it's short, because I haven't finished it yet. But the gameplay is a little repetitive, but the story's good. So
yeah, I've heard it looks amazing too. So
yeah,
very cool.
So Facebook acquired Oculus, and I have a lot of strong feelings about this. So I'll just stop and let you guys take it from there.
No, you go on a solo rant here.
I'm trying to remember if have I made public this video yet?
I thought you did. I know you made a video on it.
I know you made a video about it, yeah.
Yeah, I made it public. Okay. Facebook acquires Oculus, and the reason, deep down in my heart, I believe the reason that Oculus sold out to Facebook is because Project Morpheus got the response it did, and I don't think Oculus has progressed to the point they needed to release. I think that there's something, and I don't know any of this to be true, but they've been in development for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
There's a problem they can't overcome. I really believe there's a problem that they just cannot overcome. Because 2 years ago, the guy from Mythbusters with the mustache,
Yep.
he test drove in a game. He test drove the Rift and loved it. He said, like, there's about 10 milliseconds of lag. That's a problem, but you can overcome it by just continuing to play. Okay, well, the last I heard, which was about 6 or 9 months ago, they had it down to 5 milliseconds of lag, which is still a pretty substantial amount of lag for a human to turn his head with his eyes keeping up. That's pretty good lag.
Is it really?
Huh?
Is it really that much? Is 5 milliseconds really that much?
It's
I
enough.
think you would notice it.
It's like drunk vision. It's like where it doesn't match up perfectly.
Is it though?
Yeah. It's
5 milliseconds is like that. Maybe
it's
I could be. I guess I'm wrong. I'm just wrong. But
Well,
like,
the thing
think
is
what
that-
you have to consider is, I mean, you're trying to be fully immersed in this virtual reality headset. So if there's anything that is going to not or basically break immersion, you're going to notice it.
That's it. It doesn't
I guess that
let
makes
you
sense,
fall into it, and they're trying to get it down to 2. I think the target was 2, which is supposed to be near, to your point, near inconceivable, not noticeable.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a problem because they had major games on board to get launched on the Rift. There was Doom was going to go Rift. I think Diablo was going to go Rift.
Yeah.
They
it
had
was a
some
lot.
really major They had about. This was back in Black Ops 2 when I put out my video. There were about 7 titles that had AAA titles that had signed on to design games for the Rift. That 3D fully immersive, because they have to do 2 different renderings, one for each eye.
Yeah.
And I think that they've hit a wall with some problem that they can't fix, and they just can't do it. They needed either the money of Facebook or the ability to launch it and do something besides gaming. And I think it signals their death. Like Mazeman was talking about the white flag that Call of Duty keeps throwing up. I think this is the first one you're going to see from Oculus. I think Sony had.
No,
Sony's
Oculus
invested
will
a
live
lot in it.
on
They
because
needed to save their
they're in my
company.
Facebook now. Oculus will live on. There is no white flag. This is the opposite of a white flag.
No, Oculus is dead because they've lost their independence. They are now owned by somebody. They are now Facebook.
What do you mean? Well, what do you mean then when you say Oculus is dead? Because Oculus is not dead. All their employees are now employees of Facebook. and
Yeah,
it's
they're
just
not Oculus anymore. They're Facebook.
It's a division of Facebook, though.
Okay, that's like saying. No, I mean it's like Chevy and GM are the same thing. They're both Chevy and GMC are both made by GM. GM lives on. The name Chevy lives on, but it's all the decisions are made by GM.
Does Oculus lose a lot of their freedom with this move? Yes. Do they lose their brand name being the front on the front of the product? Probably. But if all of the Oculus people are still the one who were working on it all along, are still the ones working on it, the only difference is who their paycheck comes from, and some of the things they have to work on are dictated by Facebook. I would not say that Oculus is dead. I would just say that they are under new guidance, and it'll probably be worse. I hate Facebook. I think Facebook's a bad company, but it will probably. But I wouldn't say Oculus themselves are dead.
The product will live on. The conglomerate, the oversight, the people, that company is no more. I guess that's the difference. The headset will come out. That product will live.
Yeah.
But that company, with its independence and the right to make its own decisions, is gone.
Yes, that's exactly right. I think it's interesting. I don't think anyone saw this coming, and it's where I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, I can see some positives from Facebook in this acquisition. I mean, like you said, Wackman, to your point, being able to help fund it and hopefully help solve the problems of what's going on and being able to get it to ready for market. But I also see a lot of annoying and bad things that can happen with it, for the sense that, I mean, Facebook is a social media company. I don't understand. I don't understand, even though Zuckerberg's tried to explain it, why he would want to do this. But it almost seems like Facebook is trying to go the Google route and trying to kind of get their hands in a little bit of everything. I mean, they bought, I think WhatsApp, some application, like text message application. I think that was for a ridiculous amount of money. They also bought Instagram. So, I mean, they're trying to kind of just get their hands in these different areas in which they do not do very well themselves, and then, hopefully, get an up on things. And I mean, for virtual reality, just as a concept, I think it's going to be awesome in games, depending on the type of games that come out for it. But I'm hoping that this is why Facebook wanted it. But there's a lot of other applications that can be used for virtual reality. I think a neat example would be like in the business world when you're doing like meetings. So you basically, I mean, you have people like put on these virtual reality headsets. I mean, it's almost like the Google Hangout, but you're really there and being able to do things. And I think that's the kind of social media aspect he wants to make, come to fruition, or even look in politics maybe, like when, and I don't want to dive into politics, I'm just using an example. Let's say, the queen or something wants to talk to a president, and they could basically meet in a room, and if there was a debate going on, let's say it's a presidential debate, and for whatever reason things aren't able to get them in the same room, I mean, you could almost virtually make that happen through the Oculus and then televise it. I don't know, I can definitely see a lot of social media aspects to it, but I don't want Farmville on the Oculus Rift being and you're like farming in this stupid game, and then all of a sudden you pull out it's not a carrot. Oh, it's an ad for, I don't know, a dating site.
Well, it's gonna happen, so get ready.
Yeah, no, it's true.
No, I don't think that's a problem, though. I think that, just like the Xbox One is marketed to be your entertainment device and do all kinds of different stuff, like keep up with your fantasy league. If my Rift can play really awesome games, and then let me video chat with someone, and then do whatever else that they plan on doing with it, then that's not so bad. I wonder if it's going to create a whole new level or type of vegetable of a person, though.
Yeah.
Because you're really getting Matrix style now.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching Adam Sessler on Rev3 Games talking about just the weirdness about, because he was at the GDC last week, and he was talking about people, there was like 3 or 4 people lined up right next to each other, fully immersed in, it was either Project Morpheus or Oculus Rift, one of the two, and he could stand right next to him. That person would have no idea. It's like they're not there. That's weird. Like, to your point about the Matrix. Rage, what do you think about the situation now that you're back?
Yeah, sorry guys. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it in the sense of I just saw the Oculus Rift not going anywhere for a while, and that's why I was, I guess, sort of it didn't really bother me as much that Facebook bought it out. It was more like, yes, it's stupid that Facebook is buying it out, but it didn't really affect me because I didn't really consider the Oculus Rift to be something that was going to ever be something serious, because it just took so long. It always felt like it was just stuck, and it was never going to, there was nothing going to be done about it. In a gaming sense, there was not enough serious conversations around it. So I guess that's why I was looking, like, for me, now we see Project Morpheus, I consider that something to be very serious, because Sony is not going to just throw something out there that is gimmicky. I feel like they're going to develop something really awesome with it. So that's why I have sort of mixed feelings about it. I think I hate the fact that Facebook is just constantly just buying out everybody. And that's just me not liking the way Facebook runs their company or whatever. But that's, for me, like, it wasn't a big deal that the Oculus Rift got bought out by Facebook, because I just almost felt like it was going nowhere to begin with. And after Project Morpheus was announced, I was like, forget it. Like, Oculus Rift is not going to be in the conversation. I feel like Sony is going to lead the way.
I think Microsoft should have bought them.
Well, there's been reports, and again, something's confirmed, but that they've stated that they've been working on virtual reality for quite a while. So I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me if we hear.
No, it wouldn't be either. Now, I have a question. I want to know you guys' feelings on this. I mean, as we all know, and I wanted to dive into this mostly, is that Oculus was a crowdfunded project.
Yep.
And then they sold out.
Those people got ripped off.
I think it's criminal. I really think it's criminal. There's no reason that you should be able to take my money saying that you're going to give me a product and then not.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what the legalities are like when you do fund a Kickstarter are, but I mean, obviously, it's not an investment. I mean, it is an investment in the sort that you're giving your money in expectations of a product, but I think
it's more of a donation.
It's a donation.
It is a donation. I completely agree, and I think a lot of people are using this as a storefront instead of investments. I mean, we got to get out of the investment series, but I agree. I think it's wrong. I mean, I think Kickstarter needs to take some action because that makes them look very bad. Because what that says is, hey, I can go get a project funded and basically steal all your money. I mean, and just steal your money.
If you want to see Silly Steven play Grand Theft Auto, I'm going to start a Kickstarter, and then I'm going to go buy my PS4 with it, so that I can play Grand Theft Auto on PS4.
It makes them look like a joke, I think, and it's frustrating. I feel really bad for anyone who donated to that. I mean, because that's why I don't, because I don't trust any of these people. I don't know them. Maybe there's a cool game or maybe even a movie or something that I think would be really awesome if it came out, but I don't want to give you my money because there's no guarantee that I'm going to get anything in return. Two, I mean, you could just take my money and go. I mean,
It sucks because the idea of Kickstarter is phenomenal. Like, I love the idea of Kickstarter because, I mean, there's just great ideas out there that people just can't get the funding for, and it's a great thing to have. But I feel like it's now turning into a joke, and people are getting ripped off, and it sucks because it's one of those great ideas that I love Kickstarter and its concept, but it's now turning into something that's just like highway robbery.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I can't believe that happened. I mean, I can fund my own project, and then if it's something someone wants to buy, I can make money off of someone else's money.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. It's almost like a Ponzi scheme.
Well, and because it's really funny, you read it, it's like, there's no guarantee that this will ever be, like, you read in, like, the fine print, and it's just like, come on. This is so
It's
ridiculous.
like if I bought 50% of Oculus, and then they turned around and sold 100% to Facebook, like, where's my 50% that I had? That's essentially, and I know it's not that big of a number, but if you donated $100 towards Oculus, and then they went and sold themselves to Facebook, then your $100 just went to Facebook, not Oculus, and Facebook doesn't need the money, so it was a waste. Essentially, is what happened. So, it's the way the world works.
It's because it starts out as, we're all in this together. Come on, let's make this thing, and it's like, well, we were all in this together, but we did all the work, so we're gonna sell it to them, and we're gonna keep all the money. I think what they should do would be to find out who donated to them, double the money, give it back. You donated $10. Here's $20. And if you even wanted to do that in the form of here's a $20 gift card for Farmville plants or whatever, I think that would even be acceptable because at least it would look like they tried something. But let me know what you guys think. Put your comments down below. We want to thank Strictly Business Gaming, who just started out with Envy. Wish them all the best in continuing to COD champs. And Cinch Gaming, check them out. They've got all kinds of cool stuff that you can get from them. Use the promo code 3bar while you're there and get your 5% discount. Once again, we want to thank Rage of Heaven. You want to give your Twitter handle out, your YouTube channel?
It's just my gamer tag, Rage of Heaven, RagexOfxHeaven.
RagexOfxHeaven, episode 38 of 3 Bar Exploits in the book. Thanks, y'all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Woo! I forget the sound effect for the 20th consecutive show.
It's been a long time.